Alright, we're just going to spray a little bit of contact cement on here. What I'm using is this, it's an Elmer's spray adhesive. I don't know, you can use whatever you want. You just put a light mist on it anyways. So we'll just, I've just got some newspaper down here just to keep the glue from getting on things. We'll just give it a light misting. You don't want to put too much on because it'll actually delaminate the paper covering. So just a light misting and let it set up. That's good enough. Then we'll let it set up until it's not tacky anymore, and we'll stick that together. Alright, we're just gonna, now the glue is set up as much as it needs to be, we're just gonna stick these on. Just try to get them on as straight as you can. It's not rocket science or anything, but close is good. Press it on good once it's in place. Make sure it's stuck down. Make sure when you're pressing it down it's on a flat surface too, or you're basically building a warp into your wing if you don't do it that way. So I did put a 1/4 inch mark on there and draw a straight line. Gives you a little bit more of a guiding edge. Of course my pen doesn't want it right now. You can set it on the table and get all precise and everything about it, but I just stick it in like that and freehand it across with a razor. It's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. Just get as close as you can. Close is good enough in this. There's a little bit of a dip there, but most of it's pretty good. Other than the nose, we'll just tweak that a little bit. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time and a lot of precision on these things. They're close enough is good usually. That one's pretty good. I don't know if the camera's going to focus or not, but it's pretty decent. Comes to a point. So the bottom edge, the bottom sheet isn't beveled, it's just flat, and the top one's got approximately a 45-degree angle on it. That's all I need to do there. What I'm going to do with the, this is just a filament tape for, you get at, office supply place or hardware or wherever. Nothing, it's cheap tape. I found it's plenty good enough for these. Not much point in putting the expensive tape on it. So generally what I do again is I just stretch this out a little bit past the end and overlap this corner just to, maybe an 1/8 of an inch, or I'll say a 1/4 of an inch over the top. Stretch it out. Then my finger, I'll just cut it off here. If you were just strictly doing it as a one-off combat plane, that you wouldn't expect it to last very long, you probably wouldn't have to even go to these lengths. The first two that I made, I made them in the spring. There was still snow on the ground. I test flew them, and I've had them all summer, and they've got hundreds of flights and several crashes, and they're both still flying. So that one's done. One over the bottom, one over the top, just overlap it, wrap it around the nose, and then when you do this, wrap it around again, it just toughens that point up just a little bit more. So even at that, you know, it's pretty rigid already. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a piece of tape right up to here and run across that way, top and bottom, just for a little bit more structure on it again. Just put that right there, bring it right across that point, push it down. And that makes the airplane quite rigid. Makes a lot of difference. This tape is just about indestructible, so it basically acts as a spar. Okay, so it's taped structurally. It's plenty strong right now. Even if you didn't put clear tape on it, it would be strong enough to fly right like that. No spars, just some filament packing tape. Now on the elevons, what we're going to do is use some more of this as a hinge. We're just going to do this and run it down like that on the top. Put it off right on the tip. Okay, the hinge is on there. Something I kind of like to do is I cut a couple little pieces about inch or inch and a half long, just to guess at the length. It doesn't really matter because this tape is structurally strong this way. It's not as strong pulling from side to side, so I do like to do this. It makes for basically an indestructible hinge. Again, I've been flying those wings hundreds of flights, and I've yet to have a hinge give me any problem at all doing it this way. Okay, that's that. That's all the filament tape that needs to be done now, and it's next I'm going to cut the elevon. So I don't cut through the front, I only cut a slice in here and then do a 45 bevel, and you've got elevons. So that's it for now.